everyone, and welcome back to my channel. At the beginning of the lesson, I'd like to advise you that today's topic is not complicated, but these phrases may be a bit confusing and tricky if you don't know their meanings. Therefore, I decided to explain you the difference between at the beginning and in the beginning, at the end and in the end, on time versus in time. Okay, let's dive in. And we'll begin with at the beginning and in the beginning. These two phrases mean almost the same, but at the beginning of something, that's the prepositional phrase, and it is usually followed by preposition of, and we use it to talk about the starting point of something. And we can speak about physical location. For example, at the beginning of the road, there was a restaurant. At the beginning of the street, he saw a girl. Or some period of time. At the beginning of the day, at the beginning of the week, at the beginning of the month, at the beginning of the year. For example, at the beginning of the working day, she used to drink a cup of tea with lemon. At the beginning of each month, he received his salary. Or some other abstract notions. For example, at the beginning of his life, the boy was very charming. At the beginning of the book, the main hero was lost. At the beginning of the lesson, she told them a story, and so on and so forth. Please write more examples in the comments down below. At the beginning is an adverb phrase, and it means at first, firstly. And it's used to contrast two situations in the period of time. As this is an adverb, and in the beginning should be followed by a comma. In the beginning, she didn't like her job, but then she liked it very much. In the beginning, she was afraid of the exams, but then she successfully passed them. In the beginning, they were not friends, but now they're the best friends. And now let's review at the end and in the end. And as you understand now, at the end is a prepositional phrase, and it is followed by a preposition of. Very end, the ending point of some noun. And this noun can be a physical location, like at the end of the road and the end of the street. At the end of the road, there was a sign. He saw a girl at the end of the street. The end of some period of time. At the end of the day, he was very exhausted. Or some other metaphorical or abstract meanings. At the end of his life, he had no regrets. At the end of the story, he found his love. At the end of the sentence, there should be a period. He paid all his bills at the end of the month. In the end, that's an adverb phrase. It should be followed by a comma, and it means finally, at last, ultimately, after all. And it suggests that after all changes, uncertainties, or troubles, something else happens. If the phrase in the end stands at the beginning of the sentence, it should be followed by a comma. In the end, they didn't know what to say. In the end, they got married. We worked very hard, and in the end, we achieved our goals. And now let's move to on time and in time. These phrases almost mean the same. They both mean that you are not late. And they can be translated the same way. There is a slight, tiny difference between them, but we need to know this difference. On time we use when we speak that something is planned, when we have a schedule, when we have exact time for something, when something is already arranged and there is a timetable. For example, your working day starts at 8 o'clock. And at 8 a.m., you're already in the office. So it means that you come to the office on time. You're absolutely punctual. Or maybe you came at 7:50. Again, you're on time. Other examples, the plane took off on time according to the schedule. You came to the interview on time. I'll meet you at 2 p.m. Please be on time. So it means, please don't be late. Be exactly this time and follow this schedule. In time means that you have enough time for something or to do something. There is no exact time when it should be done, but still you have time to do it. For example, your work starts at 8 a.m., but you decide to come to work a bit earlier. Yesterday, I came to work in time. So maybe you came to work in time in order to have some spare time for something. Another example, we got to the airport in time to have some coffee before checking in. So if you arrived to the airport on time, it means that you arrived according to the schedule, the exact time when checking in starts. But when you arrive in time, it means that you arrived maybe 30, 40, or even an hour earlier in order to have some spare time for something or to do something. I came to the conference in time in order to get prepared. Just in time, it means at the very last moment. For example, I was about to close the door when, just in time, I remembered about the keys. My friend suddenly felt worse. The ambulance arrived just in time. So just in time to save him. I came to the shop just in time before it was closed. So it means I came to the shop maybe 5 or 10 minutes before it was closed. But there was still enough time for me to buy something that I needed. Tell me, what do you prefer? Do you prefer to come on time, be in time, or sometimes you come late? And now let's recap and check how you understood the topic. At the beginning and at the end, we use with preposition, and we say at the beginning of something, at the end of something. In the beginning, in the end are the adverbs. In the beginning means at first, firstly. The end means at last, finally. On time, it means that you are punctual. You come somewhere and something happens according to the schedule. So the exact scheduled time. In time, it means enough time for something or some spare time to do something. Just in time, at the very last moment. Okay, let's check it. Here is the sentence for you. You've got 5 seconds. And now please tell me what preposition should be in this sentence, and it should be at the beginning. Good. And look at this sentence. Which one do you think is the most appropriate here? That's right. Of course it should be in the end. And what about this one? It's better to say here in time. And thank you for your attention, and please write more examples in the comments down below, and I'll be happy to review them and address them. And as usual, at the end of the lesson, I would very much appreciate if you give the thumbs up, if you subscribe to my channel. And that's it for now. Take care.